everyone, I'm Isha Anderson, and I'm interning in a 3 to 5-year-old classroom at Eisenhower Elementary School. So as you can see on this slide, it's presenting right now the book data of the genders. So there were plenty of female characters in the books I researched. However, there for sure were more male characters as well as other characters, and those include any animals, any objects, any monsters. So like Pete the cat is a cat, the book's about him. So that's one of the other characters. Or the little boy in the giving tree is an example of a main male character, and then the little girl from Not Just a Princess and Beautiful Amazing Ballet and Surprise in the Kitchen helps make up the female main character. So this slide here shows race and ethnicity. So it's obvious by the charts that there are more white characters, as seen in the book Caps for Sale. So the main character is an older white gentleman. However, there are quite a few books also with minority characters, such as A Little Girl in Falling Apples, Crisp and Juicy. So in my classroom, there were more girls than boys. There were 72% girls, which is obviously a lot more than the 28% boys that there were. And then of those students, 11% were white, 28% were African American, and 61% were Latinos. So that kind of just goes to show that there's a lot of diversity in the class. So one thing I found interesting was the lack of history. So in my classroom, there were no books in the group that I picked on that had any history in them. So I actually went ahead and found some books online that would be age appropriate for preschoolers, that kind of just talk about pilgrims and who Rosa Parks is, and also kind of just about President's Day. So it'd be like an easy and fun way to incorporate history into the classroom. So I found that there were the perfect amounts of settings. There was plenty of rural settings, urban, suburban, and then there were also a lot of other and unknowns. A lot of books kind of just, like, especially the monster books, didn't really show a specific location. Sometimes books would show just in a house or in a room, but it was hard to tell what setting exactly that was in, if it was rural, urban, or suburban. And then also in my classroom, there is no religion discussed, so there are no religion in books. However, I do think that the 3 books here I found online, I think it's a good thing to demonstrate some type of religion in classrooms, so kids can either get that mirror effect and see how books incorporate their religions into them, or even having that window effect where it helps children and families see another person's perspective, see how other people celebrate different things. In the book, there's also a lack of cultures. There were 0 characters who were not straight. So in none of the books did it mention any characters that were LGBTQ. There were also 0 characters with disabilities, which is kind of hard to read to the children, because some of my students do in fact have family members that have disabilities. And then there are also 0 characters who are multilingual or spoke any other language than English, which is really weird because most of my class actually spoke Spanish. A lot of them were ESL students, so having even just some Spanish books or half English, half Spanish would have been nice to see. And then also family structure. So many children have a diverse family structure in my classroom. That makes up 44% of them, so that's almost half the class. And of these kids, they can either have 1 parent, they can have 4 parents if their biological parents aren't together. They could have multiple siblings. They can be the only child. So in my class, we had 2 books that showed a diverse family structure. Those are 5 Little Monkeys, which had the 5 little monkeys and then the mom, and then also the family book. So in conclusion, the mirror really helped the children and families reflect their culture and reality. So this is really helpful when kids read books where there are a lot of siblings, so they can relate to that instead of just like, oh, just like one child here, one child there. It also helps understand who they are. So as I mentioned before with the religion books, I think it's helpful to see uh, how other people perceive religions, so the child can kind of understand more in a child-friendly way what their family believes in or what they believe in. And then also windows are important because it shows someone else's experience and experiences. So a lot of history books are good because they get to see what other people went through to get to where we are today. And even just like with the with with the religion books. Sorry, I'm very sick right now. With the religion books, it's also nice to see like what other people believe in and why they believe in it. So in the end, we need both in our lives. We need both the mirror and the windows. Thank you.